Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by our good friends at Spendthrift Farm. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's take a look at the opening race on the Coaching Club American Oaks Saturday card. It's race number 1 on Saturday, July 18th. A nice 2-year-old group, Nicole, only a field of 6, but plenty of quality in the pedigrees. And of course, we see the number 3, Mischief. We see the number 5, Holland. Both of those horses sired by Spendthrift's Super Stallion, Into Mischief.
Yeah, and Into Mischief really climbed up the ranks as a leading juvenile sire, a very good sire of 2-year-olds before some of those runners continued on well as older horses and made him currently the nation's leading general sire. So I think when you see his offspring in races like this, they're always a force to be reckoned with. Still very good with his 2-year-olds, and now some of the 2-year-olds coming along from some of the better books of mares that he got as he climbed the ranks.
Well, let's kick things off in post-position order with the number 1, Bhajan. This is a half-brother to Mijos, who won the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, going a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream Park, a $170,000 yearling. Tell us a little bit about the first crop sire, the brilliant Spitester.
Yeah, I think Spitester was expected to be a very good 2-year-old sire, expected to inject some speed and precocity into his offspring. He has 2 winners early on in this freshman class, so certainly he's living up to that thus far. He's been commercially popular, so people expect these horses to continue to excel. Bhajan, his half-brother Mijos, who you mentioned, is a horse who I think pretty highly of. You mentioned that he did win a stakes going that 1-turn mile, but there's some stamina deeper in the pedigree. This one, Bhajan, is coming off a sharp work at Fair Hill, but I do wonder if he might need a little bit more ground. I do think drawing the rail for his first start, even in a short field, is a bit of a tall order.
I think both of those are very good points. Perhaps this one will want a little bit more distance. As you say, the inside can be a rather intimidating post for an inexperienced first-time starter. Bhajan's trainer, Shug Miguel, he can win first time out, but often his horses do better with a little experience. The number 2 is Momos, and Momos is a $75,000 short yearling that sold up for $180,000 in March after breezing a quarter mile in 21 seconds flat. This is a colt by the very good 2-year-old stallion, Distorted Humor. And as you see, this dam is a half to 2 millionaires. Grade 1 stakes winners on the turf, Daddy's Little Darling, Mongolian Saturday. I wonder if this colt may appreciate turf down the road.
That was the impression I got as well. Daddy's Little Darling did run well on the dirt. She was second in the Kentucky Oaks, but overall the female family here is slanted toward the turf. I'm wondering if Clement has this one in here to get his feet wet, because dirt sprint opportunities are just, they're the opportunities you get at this point of the season. Might look for this one on turf later on in the meet.
And we know that Clement can get one ready to fire first time out, but it is worth noting that Christophe's worked this horse already once on the turf on June the 29th, a half-mile breeze around the dogs. The number 3 is Mischief by Spendthrift Stallion, Into Mischief, and as you can see, well regarded from the start. A $235,000 yearling who sold for $500,000 in March after breezing a quarter mile in 21 seconds flat. The dam was versatile, multiple stakes place performer. She was stakes placed on turf, on dirt, going long, going short, and Mischief goes out for Todd Pletcher, known for winning with first-time starters at this meet.
That's exactly the point I was leading into. If you're looking for 2-year-old success and 2-year-old success at Saratoga specifically, we mentioned Into Mischief with his juveniles, Todd Pletcher, Johnny Velasquez, Saratoga. There's quite a bit to like here.
The number 4 is Berhano. This is an experienced runner. He has started once at Belmont and is now listed as a first-time gelding. He is by the factor. The dam was a stakes winner going a mile on the dirt, but the dam is a full sister to Aegean, who is a very precocious 2-year-old, a grade 3 stakes winning dirt sprinter. I thought this horse was a little bit green in his debut. It was nice to show he showed good speed. Boy, he got into a speed duel with the highly regarded Roderick, and he paid the price. A little green, but I think he could benefit from that experience, and I would expect to see early speed once again.
Yeah, and I think he'll certainly have some foundation coming out of this race. The Factor by Warfront. The Factor's a good sire of racehorses. It's an entire sire line that does well with its juveniles. You mentioned the precocity and the speed in the female family. One of just 2 horses in this short field with prior experience, and getting that ultimate equipment change as a first-time gelding. If you like horses with experience, there's a lot of reasons to think that Berhanu could move forward off that debut.
As should the number 5, Holland, the other runner in this race with prior experience. He made his debut at Churchill Downs, a $400,000 yearling by Spendthrift's into Mischief. And as you can see, a lot of precocity and class in this female family. The dam, a half-sister to Forty Greta, who is a champion 2-year-old filly in Argentina, as well as Honorable Dillion, a very fast graded stakes winning dirt sprinter. And as we seem to say each year on Spa Babies, Steve Asmussen's second-time starters here really run well.
Yeah, and it's always one of our themes of the summer racing, how much Asmussen's 2-year-olds often move up with a race under their belt. Holland, I thought there was a little bit to like on debut, started a little slow out of the gate, maybe just due to the inexperience, and then finished with some interest while probably passing tired horses. It looks like he has a sharp little 3-furlong blowout a few days ago to get him on his toes here. So let's see if he shows a little bit more speed this time. I do like him coming off that experience.
And here's our DRF formulator fact for the trainer concerning the number 5, Holland. Over the past 2 years with 2-year-old second-time starters in Saratoga maiden special weight dirt sprints, 45% winners and a positive return on investment. We can expect improvement from the number 5, Holland. Completing this nice field is the number 6. That is Repo Rocks, a $35,000 weanling that sold for $70,000 as a yearling. He's by a very precocious stallion. Tapiture wins with a really impressive 21% with 2-year-old first-time starters. There is some stamina on the bottom of the pedigree. And Nicole, while Bill Mott is not known for winning first-time out with his 2-year-olds at Saratoga, some of these workouts are eye-catching. They are fast.
Yeah, absolutely. That was what caught me when I looked at this horse a little bit was, Bill Mott, he can win with a first-time starter, but it's not usually what we expect from the barn. But this one does have that series of good works, including a bullet on Sunday before his debut. I would encourage you to check out the Clocker reports produced by our colleague Mike Welsh, not only for this big Saturday card, but throughout the meet. You'll find a wealth of information there. And you mentioned Tapiture. He did very, very well, kind of quietly, and an outstanding class of freshman sires last year that already are producing classic winners here into the 3-year-old year. Tapiture finished in the top 5 by earnings in that freshman class and tied for the lead by individual winners, again, in that really strong class. So, I mean, he's still a little bit under the radar, but a very, very good juvenile sire.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the opening race on Saturday. Also, the kickoff leg of the 50-cent early pick 5. You're going with that trainer stat. Experience counts in these races. The number 5, Holland, should improve second time out.
Definitely. Looking at the trainer patterns, I thought that Holland might move forward off that first start, where Repo Rocks, by contrast, might need this outing under his belt. I'm also using the other into Mischief, Mischief, for Pletcher and Velasquez in there. And I think Bhajan might be a horse to watch, but that rail is a tough draw on debut.
Curious to see what Mike Welsh has to say about the workouts regarding Repo Rocks. They sure look fast, and that speed might play very well at this short sprint distance of 5.5 furlongs. So that'll be my top selection in this Spa Baby race. 6143 for me. Nicole's going 5631. It's your Spa Baby race for Saturday, July the 18th, and our coverage is presented by Spendthrift Farm.